I want to bring Don Peebles in, very influential figure in the Democratic Party, a very big in the donor community, a big friend and backer of Barack Obama from early on. If I remember, Don, it's always good seeing you, my friend. You were not enthusiastic about Hillary Clinton. You had been briefly looking at Jeb Bush, and that surprised a lot of folks. I'm just curious who you're leaning to now, or who impresses you now. Where does that stand?
Neil, look, the Republican Party primary process it's begun, but we have to see what happens in Iowa. I still have some hope that I think Jeb Bush still could emerge as a significant competitor in this race. Donald Trump, though, has certainly defined him in a way that's been not helpful to him. And Chris Christie seems like he's emerging as well. So I think when we get to Florida, after Florida, I think we'll have a very good sense of where the competition is going to be. It'd be
but
impossible
it will be a
for me to...
Republican. It sounds like, Don, it sounds like you're going to go with a Republican.
No, I'm not sure. Look, I want to, again, you know, right now we see Hillary Clinton as a presumptive nominee. She's still got to get through that process. And I remember you predicting that she may not even be the nominee. That's still possible.
She will not be the nominee.
And if she, so I think we have to look and see.
Persnickety with me.
No, I'm good.
I think she's going to be. I think.
All right. Go ahead.
I think she's going to be the nominee, and it'll be interesting. Look, we have the president.
But you would not back her regardless, right? The last time we were there, you were with me. You said you would not back her.
No, what I said is it was going to be extremely difficult to back her because of the messaging that she's talking about is inconsistent with where I am politically and where I think the Democratic Party should be. Far too left, far too anti-business, far too anti-wealth. And we need to bring the Democratic Party.
Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. Who do you support?
Bloomberg.
Wow, that's a tough call. Bloomberg is an interesting concept as well, and I know he's testing it. Look, I think Donald Trump
he's talking about
resonated.
A third-party run,
Yeah, look, Donald Trump's hit a chord. He has hit a nerve with the American public because they're frustrated. The American system is not working for them economically. The quality of life is diminished. We've got a sluggish job growth in terms of the economy. Wages for almost 99% of all Americans is down over the past 8 years. It's, you know, these are horrible statistics, and people are frustrated. And that's why Bernie Sanders, as radical as he is, he's touching a nerve too. So the American public, the majority of the American public, don't want the status quo anymore. And look, I'm one of them. I don't want the status quo anymore. I think that it has failed. And we're leaving too many people behind.
You also raised eyebrows. All right, you also raised eyebrows when you said you would seriously consider challenging Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York City. You're a Democrat, so obviously you would welcome a primary fight to topple the guy. You would presumably be running as a Democrat, but it might not sit well in New York if running as a Democrat you pick a Republican. So how do you deal with that?
Look, I'm wrestling with some of this right now. First of all, as a voter and a citizen of this country, it is hard for me to continue to support a party that is out of step with where I am and where many people like me are. I'm an entrepreneur, a business person, and I'm a big believer in the American dream. So if I run for mayor, I'm going to run as an honest candidate. So I'm going to run on a platform based on what the vision I have for the city. And it's a long distance from the left side of the party where Bill de Blasio has staked out. And so I have to evaluate what party I run from. It may not be a Democratic party. I am going to run.
You would run as an independent, or you would do? Wait a minute. Would you wait? Would you do the Bloomberg thing and cross lines? He was obviously a liberal, a Democrat at that, who crossed lines to run as a Republican. Later became an independent. I think he's still an independent.
He's an independent. Mike Bloomberg ran as a Republican and then converted to an independent. I am. Some Republican ideals are consistent with my vision for our country and for the business community. The Democratic Party, there's some issues in terms of social issues that are consistent with where I am. But I am not going to run of a party reflective of Bill de Blasio, that is for sure. He and I are totally different people almost on every fundamental issue. And aside from also, I believe he is vastly incompetent and unable to manage the city on top of everything, and it's created an environment of putting people's lives at stake. And so, and again, a law and order approach is needed in New York. Think about it. Just this last week, we've had, you know, violence like we've never seen before since the 1980s.